Today has been a roller coaster of emotions as we have some really exciting news regarding anime, including a possible announcement out of My Dress Up Darling anime series, but additionally, unfortunately, some very sad news regarding the creator of Yu-Gi-Oh! Having passed away. But even still, I'll get you all up to date, so if you're interested in any of this news, definitely stay tuned. Out of respect, let's start off things with Yu-Gi-Oh's creator, Kazuki Takahashi. He has unfortunately passed away. It is being reported that the Japanese Coast Guard has found his body off the coast of Nago City in Okinawa. It is stated that a passerby had called it in and that they had found him in some scuba gear. They're still investigating his passing, but it is very unfortunate to know that he has passed away. Me personally, I've never gotten to Yu-Gi-Oh!, but I do know that he was widely beloved by many people. Obviously, Yu-Gi-Oh! Series was a huge fandom, and I do know that a lot of people are very heartbroken by this news, obviously including his family, and my heart goes out to everybody. It is unfortunate again today that we have lost yet another legend in the mangaka sphere, but it is comforting to know that his work will live on for future generations. Moving on to some other unfortunate news, the official website for Square Enix's Young Gungun magazine has announced that the manga adaptation of 86 is unfortunately canceled. It was already on hiatus due to the health issues of the mangaka, but it does look like they had finally after some talks, decided they were going to cancel it entirely. It goes without saying that the health of the mangaka is the most important thing here, and I really do hope that they make a recovery despite the fact this has kind of held them down. Moving on to our next bit of news, just to hopefully bring people back up, let's get into some happy news for once. And yes, that is that the official website for My Dress Up Darling has announced that they are going to be holding a new event to celebrate the anime. Obviously, the big exciting thing here is that this is the website for the anime adaptation, and that this event is specifically for the fans of the anime. So it does kind of give a little bit of hope right here that we'll possibly get a second season announcement. This isn't an announcement yet, so don't get your hopes up too high, but set your calendars for September 17th, as that's when the event will be held in Japan. So hopefully around that time, I'm hoping we will get an announcement saying, yes, second season is coming, but for now, just wait, patience. Moving on to some very questionable news. Death Note's coming back. Another Netflix Death Note is coming, and I don't know how I feel about this. I obviously it's one of those things of like, fool me once, shame on you, fool me twice, shame on me. But yes, apparently Deadline has reported that the Stranger Things creators Matt Duffer and Ross Duffer is going to be working on a new live action based on the Death Note manga. Now, this again is being done for Netflix. It's going to be produced by the newly formed studio Upside Down Pictures. And I guess the thing that we can note here is that they're specifying that this is going to be a new take from, like, opposite to Netflix's previous adaptation. Like, they're saying, we're not doing anything with that. We're not sequeling that. We're not trying to do that again. We're doing our own thing. The only positive I have here, honestly, is that I did like Stranger Things. There was two reasons why I liked Stranger Things. I think I watched the first season, but I don't remember if I finished the second season. I think I did. But the thing with Stranger Things, they did two things very well. One was that they captured essentially a timeline. Like this was a story about a certain period of time, and they captured that with the phones and the vehicles and everything. They captured the style of that time period. The other thing they captured was suspense. They did a really good job of building suspense, the unknown about what's around the corner. Now, I can see some of that sort of applying here. Not that I'm saying that they're going to do Death Note in 1960. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying they know how to pull off art style, and specifically, they know how to build up tension. And obviously, a great deal of Death Note is tension. It's suspense. It's what's going to happen. What is he going to do? How is the rug going to be pulled from underneath the character? And so I think if anybody in the West can probably pull off a Death Note, it's probably them. But at the same time, again, we're dealing with Netflix here, and I don't know. I don't trust Netflix at all anymore with any property. But we'll see. We will see. It's going to happen whether I like it or not. That's for sure. But I do like the selection here. I do like the Duffer Brothers. I think they're going to pull off something solid here, and I hope that they do. Now, my counter argument, and this is what I kind of mentioned on Twitter when I first noted this thing, Netflix, stop. Just stop. It's already dead. Let it be. The thing that I noted when that first happened, and somebody replied saying, look, the old one's still there. Don't worry about it. If it's terrible, who cares? The old one's still there. I think there's an argument to be made that however many times that you do something and fail, you're creating more and more of a stain. Obviously, the solid thing that comes from a good adaptation is that fans will enjoy it and new people will discover the franchise itself. They could get people into the manga, it could get people into the anime, it could get people into the Japanese live-action adaptation, which I personally loved. I thought it was a better ending than the anime. But there's something to be said that whenever you do something improperly and you fail it miserably, you have a counter effect in which it pushes away new audiences. They go, this thing is terrible. I heard that Death Note was great. What the hell is this? Now, hopefully somebody will tell them, hey, look, that was a terrible adaptation. Don't look at that. But it does put a bad stain upon the property, and I don't like that, especially when you failed once and you possibly could fail again. So, again, like I said, it's going to happen either way. I hope they do a great job. Again, I kind of trust these creators. I think they're fantastic at suspense, and that's what Death Note needs. So, anyways, let's go beyond that. Let's move on. Aniplex has announced that they will release the PS4 and Switch versions of Type Moon's Witch on the Holy Night visual novel in the West on December 8th. Now, this is supposedly the same date as the Japan release, which is kind of cool to have a simultaneous release of it. And for those that don't know, this is a new version that is going to be fully voiced and have HD graphics. So, really great stuff for all the Type Moon fans out there or people that want to get into Type Moon properties. It's really cool to finally see a lot of their stuff coming over. Aniplex themselves have been doing a really great job here recently of just getting us tons of visual novels, including with the recent releases on Steam they did. So that's really great news. I really do love, again, despite my issues with Sekai Project and what they did with Clannad, I do like that from that, we're seeing a lot of these companies realize visual novels are kind of good in the West. Like, people like this stuff. They're eating this stuff up. So let's get them more stuff. Let's feed them more stuff. So moving on, a website was launched to announce the anime adaptation of the isekai manhwa, Why Reliana, I think that's how you pronounce it, ended up at the Duke's mansion. This one's apparently about Eunha Park is a regular girl desperate to get into college. But when she finally does, her elation is cut short as she's pushed off of a roof. Why were you up there? Only to wake up as Raeliana. Okay, I got it that time. Raeliana Macmillan, a character from a novel whose death serves as the catalyst for the story's events. But Raeliana refuses to die a second time and is determined to change her fate, no matter what. Almost sounds like My Next Life as a Villainess, something like that. That sounds interesting. Definitely be looking forward to that. A lot of really fantastic manhwas are getting popped over into anime sphere, so I really do appreciate that when they're really good ones that people love. For our last bit of news, this is really exciting. In one of my previous videos, I mentioned that Mashal Magic and Muscles is getting an anime adaptation. Well, the official website is actually listing it as a full, complete anime adaptation. So that's pretty good news. For anybody that's super fans of that stuff, it's really good to know that this stuff is going to be completed. It's going to be a full adaptation. The manga is actually set to end with its 12th volume, so it's just around the corner. They'll be completing that, so it's really exciting to see that not only is the manga completed, but they're actually going to do a full adaptation. I'm not sure how long that's going to be. I think Web Gaming looked into it a little bit and said it could be upwards like 50 episodes, but we'll have to see if they're going to rush things or if it's going to be really concise, do a full adaptation or not. But either way, it's really good news. I always love hearing about stuff being complete adaptations and going into it knowing it's a complete story. It's kind of like Summertime Rendering right now. It's like, I love it because I know it's going to be a full adaptation. So that's all the news I have for now. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. As always, if you did, make sure to hit that like button down below, comment, let me know what you thought of these news bits. Additionally, if you've not already, I hope that you subscribe to the channel so you can get all of my content. I do news, reviews, first impressions. If it's anime, it's pretty much here. Additionally, if you'd like to support the channel more, we have a Patreon link, a tips link, and a super thanks button down below. I hope that you would consider supporting us, and I definitely appreciate everybody that does, and y'all take care.